Welcome back to the channel. It's been an explosive year for VR in 2024. I don't remember a time like it on the channel, and thankfully I've reviewed pretty much all of the VR hardware that's been out. However, as the dust settles, which VR headsets are the best value for money, the ones that give you the best visual fidelity for the least amount of money? Well, in this video I'm going to give you the top 3 that I still recommend in 24 going into 2025. So first of all, a quick word from VR Wave, which do produce the best lens inserts that I've come across, especially for those who wear glasses. Now, if you have an astigmatism or you're nearsighted or farsighted, VR Wave can cater for all of that, especially if you have struggled with motion sickness or insomnia. You can stick a blue light filter on them. You can even get anti-glare lens inserts. Now, even if you don't wear glasses, your lenses are the most expensive part of your VR headset, so you want to protect them. So make sure that you get plano lens inserts if you don't wear glasses, because that way they are protected and you'll be absolutely fine and don't need to worry about scratching those very, very precious lenses. Now, at the moment, VR Wave have got a great Christmas sale on, so I'd urge you all to go and check out their full range of prescription lens inserts. I even have a very nice discount code in the description below. Go check them out. So welcome back to the channel, folks. It's been an amazing year and I really appreciate that you've come along on this journey with me. And in 2024, there's been quite a theme of very high-end headsets coming out, such as the Somnium VR1, which is an incredible powerhouse of a VR headset that is currently the very best VR headset you can get for the consumer market. There's also the incredible micro OLED VR headset called the Megan X, which you probably see my first impressions of on the channel. Although that's not my full review, that will come later. Then there's the Varia XR4, which admittedly was released in 2023, but it's only this year that it's really showing its true potential and experiencing 55 ppd in DCS world. Well, let me tell you, it is the future of VR, especially for visual clarity. It's absolutely mind-blowing. And then just recently I've reviewed the HTC Vive Focus Vision, and that promised to be a fantastic headset with all the features you could possibly want, such as high resolution pass-through, eye tracking, hand tracking, full body tracking, nice form factor, active cooling. But then unfortunately it has Fresnel lenses, which really spoils the fun, quite honestly, especially considering it's well over £1,000 with a DisplayPort connection. So which headsets do I truly recommend as best value propositions for 24 going into 2025? So of course the best VR headset at the moment is the Somnium VR1, and if you've got deep pockets, that is the way to go. But for most of you out there really is at this point only 2 options, maybe 3. So let me explain. The Pico 4, which is getting quite long in the tooth now, is still the cheapest entry point into pancake lenses, something that should be a standard, either using pancake lenses or spheric lenses moving forward. I said this at least 2 years ago, but it really needs to be a standard now for all VR headsets to have either pancake or spheric lenses. The Pico 4, you can get it for a decent price sometimes, as low as £300, and it has a very nice resolution at 2160 per eye with a refresh rate of either 75 or 90 Hz, a Snapdragon XR2 chipset, a pretty decent field of view at 102 degrees both sides, a nice range IPD, and a fantastic binocular overlap, which by the way is much better than the Quest 3. So if you do struggle with binocular overlap, really the Pico 4 is the best way to go. And actually with virtual desktop it runs really well and looks very good. You also get less screen door effect than you do with the Quest 3. Now there is a few drawbacks, such as the software. It's not as great as the Quest 3, but I think the biggest deal for me is the pancake lenses. While they are very good, they're not as good as the Quest 3. They're really not, and the sweet spot is not as great as you might think. Although compared to Fresnel lenses, it's a massive upgrade. So in essence, if you can get a great deal on one, go for that as your entry point into flight simulation. Talking of flight simulation, this is important to note. This video and this channel is about using VR with flight simulation. Not Beat Saber, not Half-Life Alyx, not VR fitness. I couldn't care less about that. This channel is about aviation and the experience of using VR in a cockpit, experiencing the world and just incredible high-end visuals. That is important, okay? Because if you are looking for a best VR headset, best value headset that can do everything, think of it as the jack of all trades but master of none, then it is the Quest 3. The Quest 3 is an absolutely phenomenal headset, make no mistake. And to put this into perspective, this year I've really enjoyed some AAA games such as Metro VR Awakening, Batman. I've enjoyed playing walkabout mini golf with my friends. I've even tried a bit of productivity using the pass-through, and it actually works really well. And of course, using it as a flight sim headset. These days, with virtual desktop, with OpenXR integration, which is called a VDXR, with their motion reprojection technique called SSW, as you can see on the screen now, it is very, very impressive. And actually for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, it is probably the best headset you can get right now for VFR and sightseeing. Perhaps, you know, the kind of flying that you're really close to the ground in a helicopter, or you're just wanting to really experience all of that visual upgrades that this sim has provided, particularly, you know, with the animals and the beautiful trees. This is the headset that will do you proud, and it can also do other things as well. It has the best inside-out tracking in the business. It has the best pancake lenses in the business. You will need to spend a bit more money on getting a decent head strap, and that is because the stock head strap is absolutely awful. It has fantastic software. It's really easy to set up. It really is a phenomenal headset. What else can I say? And yes, this headset, like the Pico 4, was not released this year, but yet it continues to be an absolute stellar VR headset. And I think for most of you out there, this makes sense. And I think if you are new to VR, the Quest 3 is absolutely the best option for you. However, and if I had £1 for every time I said this, guys, I'd be very rich right now. There is one, if not three, pretty big issues with the Quest 3. The first of all is that it has canted displays, and Meta have decided to do this alongside sacrificing your binocular overlap to get an increased field of view. However, this can cause eye strain for those who are very affected by really bad overlap, and particularly those people who are on the lower or upper end of the IPD range, so keep that in mind. Also, the display resolution is a little bit on the low side going into 2025 at 2064 by 2208, which means you get screen door effect. It's not a massive deal, but you can see it and it is there. There is also quite a bit of mirror on the display of the Quest 3, but the biggest deal of all, the biggest factor for you, is the fact this does not have a DisplayPort connection. You will not get full fat, beautiful, crisp and clear VR visuals like you would with a DisplayPort connection. In some ways it is a false economy because you're not getting the best out of your GPU, so keep that in mind. But I still do hugely recommend the Quest 3, and for many of you it's probably enough for your hobby. So now it's time to announce the best value VR headset of 2024. And this might make some of you a bit annoyed, but I don't care because this is my personal opinion, okay? And it absolutely is 100% without any shadow of a doubt the Pimax Crystal Light. It is the winner of 2024. It is a sensational VR headset, and you know what? Since reviewing the Focus Vision XR, it's made me appreciate it even more of what Pimax can actually achieve at that price point for an incredible high-resolution display. This does have the same panel as the Somnium VR1. Now, bear in mind the VR1 is sharper, brighter and has greater field of view, but when it's all said and done, it still has a 35 ppd panel with a QLED display, which means you get great colours, and with local dimming you get great black levels. The field of view is pretty decent at 102 degrees both sides, that is horizontal and vertical. I think the binocular overlap is decent, you get no screen door effect, and if you opt for the DMAS speakers, you also get fantastic integrated audio. I also think it's very comfortable, and I know some of you disagree with me on this, and that's absolutely fine, but I absolutely find this very comfortable, and you've even seen me on camera wear this for over 3 hours before when doing my ferry flight series in the Turbine Duke. And if you consider those glass aspheric lenses, while they're not as good as the Somni VR1 or the Quest 3 in terms of overall sweet spot, it's still a very large eye box for your eyes. And actually, with aspheric lenses, you get zero God rays and glare. It is a sensational panel, and here's the thing, even though I have all the headsets under the sun, the Crystal Light has the most use for me. Especially as it's just so easy to set up now. Pimax have absolutely nailed it with the software, which is getting better and better all the time. And because it has inside-out tracking, you don't need base stations. It really is a superb headset. And in my opinion, this is the true Reverb G2 replacement. However, and you knew that was coming, guys, because I tell you all sides of the story, there is some quality control issues at Pimax, and I was the first person to tell you about the lens issue, and some of the glass lenses have real problems with warping and even like no sweet spot at all or really tiny sweet spot. There's also been some reports of the proximity sensor being faulty and the display going on and off. Although I must say that I have noticed there is less quality control issues with the Crystal Light than there is the standard Crystal with the battery, which I actually don't recommend at this point in time. Now, my advice to you is if you buy one, either through my affiliate link or from Amazon, wherever you want to, make sure that you are a member of my Discord, because Pimax are very active and the members have found that they're able to get more direct contact with them through my Discord. So overall though, I really do feel that the Pimax Crystal Light is the best bang for your buck, especially for a flight sim headset. But I must say that if you just want a great VR headset that is the jack of all trades but master of none, and it can do all kinds of VR experiences, it is still the Quest 3 in 2024. Now, for high-end VR, that's a completely different video, and I might do that if you're interested. But I thought it makes more sense to do a best affordable VR headset guide, because as the dust settles, I still feel that there really is only 3 main VR headsets, and that is the Pico 4, Quest 3 and Pimax Crystal Light. Please let me know in the comments below, what are your top 3 VR headsets for flight simulation? I'd love to know your opinions. Please do let me know in the comments below. But all that's left for me to say is a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I'll see you very soon. Take care and bye for now.